Hi, my name is Mykolai Sierga, and I just began to study English. So that's why I will use these cards. Because what I want to share with you is more important than any formal stuff. So, before the war, I was a celebrity. My career began in 2008 with a victory in the most popular comedy show in Russia. But I'm not Russian, I'm Ukrainian. After that, I took third place in the Ukrainian Idol and started pursuing music. Really. Thanks. I toured successfully. In 2013, I became the host of the most popular travel show in Ukraine and Russia, which has about 100 episodes on YouTube with a total reach of more than 180 million views. Simultaneously, I studied neurolinguistic programming, analytical psychology, and practiced like a hypnotherapist. On February 24, 2022, I was supposed to give a concert in Mykolaiv, and the war caught me on the road. So on February 25, I joined the army. Imagine this, a military unit at the beginning of an unexpected war. I walk into a room where the commander is bent over a map, surrounded by about 10 soldiers and sergeants. I'm wearing a fashionable checkered suit, a stylish coat, a scarf, and red boots. He looks up from the map and says, "What is that?" I need soldiers, not showmen. 3 hours later, I was already in camouflage, holding rifle and a word as a guarding one of the points where the Russian landing was expected. Besides me, there was about 100 soldiers in my military unit. Earlier, none of us had any combat experience. The stress was palpable, even from a distance. This stress prevented us from recovering. We couldn't sleep despite our exhaustion. So I decided to gather those who were off duty and read them poetry. Communication, poetry, and sharing emotions worked. Our eyes sparkled, we laughed, we cried, and we relieved the tension. That night, we managed to sleep. I started doing this every day when it was possible. Then I began receiving invitations from other military units. Later, I went to the hospital where I went from room to room with the guitar singing for wounded soldiers. Then my friend, amazing musician Sasha Chemerov joined me, and so the Cultural Forces was born. Right now, Cultural Forces is a military unit supported moral and psychological state of soldiers in combat zones. We have about 70 artists in 8 groups, working on all sections of the front line. We're working in trenches, dugouts, hospitals, rehabilitation and training centers. Each group has 6 to 8 people and perform 2 to 4 concerts per day. Today we will make about 20 concerts. Since the full-scale invasion of Russian forces, we have conducted more than 4,000 concerts. We teach our artists various psychological techniques, how to manage conflicts and behave well in a group. We help them master their talent as a weapon and continuously improve it for specific tasks. In the Cultural Forces, we have musicians, comedians, singers, poets, psychologists, and even a puppeteer. Yeah, a puppeteer on the front line. You have to see it.
Я військовослужбовець 59-ї бригади, а також є учасником культурного десанту, і я там лялькар. Я хочу, щоб військові в якийсь момент просто опинилися в своєму дитинстві. Щоб вони згадали, що таке дитинство, що таке мріяти і що таке створювати, будувати.
Крок за кроком йти вперед до своєї мети.
Мені здається, що емоції, вони дуже потрібні для того, щоб зрозуміти себе краще. Коли ми проживаємо якусь емоцію, ми потім її починаємо аналізувати. Ці емоції допомагають нас зрозуміти себе і відкритися людям, які поруч з нами. Вони допомагають нам стати справжніми.
Culture prevents rust on the soul. It may not heal the soul in times of war, but it can stop the rust from penetrating deeper. It provides spiritual immunity, something that won't us lose our humanity. The Cultural Forces consist of artists who have chosen to dedicate their lives to the future of our homeland. And despite the fact that we have exchanged our weapons for musical instruments, we serve our country and our people. We have the honor of supporting the Ukrainian titans on whose shoulders the hope of triumph of good in this world. Once we played a concert near Kramatorsk for soldiers who had been pulled off Bakhmut. They had suffered heavy losses. In the middle of the concert, a young man came out and asked to sing a song he had written under fire in a basement, and he sang that song. During the defense of Bakhmut, Ukrainian artists sang various songs about Bakhmut, about heroic resistance, about the fortress of Bakhmut. But this was a real song about Bakhmut, sung with blood, with pain, with fear. There was no melody. You don't want to go back there after hearing it. You feel that this is true hell, and it can't be written by someone who hasn't felt it. It can be sung by someone who doesn't hurt. And then idea arose to create the studio on wheels, to be able to capture the moment, to share the worldview and values of the military world with those who are far from the front, with those who are abroad, with our descendants. We couldn't bring the soldiers to the studio, so we bring the studio to the soldiers.
Цей буст створений саме для того, щоб записувати муз, для того, щоб зафіксувати момент, законсервувати цінності, переконання, вірування військового світу і передати їх в цивільне суспільство чи передати нашим нащадкам. Фіксувати, записувати твори безпосередньо в зоні бойових дій від тих, хто їх народжує прямо там.
Співай, доки ще є надія. Спів підноситься понад травою.
Thank you. Not just in Ukraine, but around the world, the power needs culture, and the culture needs power. It is the only way to save this world. But we are just an ordinary soldiers in the Ukrainian army. In our army, there are scientists, professors, teachers, poets, journalists, writers, businessmen, directors, who joined on the first days of full-scale invasion. I'm confident that most of them would make excellent speakers for this TEDx platform. And the most terrifying thing is that every day we are losing their lives. The lives of those whose ideas could have made not only our country, but the whole world better. Therefore, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting Ukraine. Your support saves so important lives and so important ideas. Thank you.